How do you know? Go to node cursor, hover around any of the nodes to give you the elevation in the y direction to be 4.4. Okay, now we need to create our columns. Go to the first floor structural layout. Look at the column positions. The column positions are almost at the intersection of every of the beams. So what you would then do now, there are some beams that do not have columns. Also note very carefully that the white columns are columns that start from the foundation level. Those that are green are columns that start on the first floor, and then those that are pink are columns. So those that are green are columns that start from the foundation and terminate at the surface of the So those that are white are columns that commence from the foundation and terminate at the surface of the first floor. Good. So these columns terminate at the surface of the first floor. So they terminate under the first floor. They don't go to the roof, because if you look at the architectural first floor structural layout, these columns would puncture this slab if they are allowed to go to the roof. So they terminate at the surface of the first floor. The columns that are green start from the foundation level and go all straight to the roof, and they have a distinct Mach number. And then the columns that are pink starts from the first floor and also go to the roof. Okay, so now we would need to carefully select the columns that starts from the ground floor. Okay, that starts from the foundation level. That's exactly what I imply. So you see, you select almost all the columns, the intersection points between the beams have columns. So you would select, go to plan view. You could remove this grid system now by on depressing this. You're going to select all the columns that starts from the ground floor. So we are selecting all of these. Reconfirm. All of these, okay. Excluding these pink columns. These are starting from the first floor. So I'm going to select also all of these. Okay, all of these. Reconfirm again. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. So I've selected more than what's required. So let's look at where the error is. So I need to unselect this and that. Okay, I need to unselect this and that. Note how I select this. I depress the control button and then you use your left click on your mouse. So you have 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, go back again. So I'm trying to select all the columns that are starting from the foundation level and we'll go to the roof. So here I'm going to select all of these on this row except this and that. So select all of these. Let's check it again, including this, except this and this, this and this, and a part of it. So you have 1 2 3 4 5 6. You have 1 2 3 4 5 6. You're correct. Then we'll select these two here These are columns starting from the foundation level. We'll do that for these two too. Select this as well. And select this. Great. As soon as you do this, always check you're correct. As soon as this is done, go to isometric view, click on translational repeat. In what direction? In the Y direction. Okay, we're going to move it downwards and then link the movement to create the column. Now, what is the default step? Go back to your drawing and look at the elevation. So we want to create this downwards by creating a column. So this is elevation 4.4. So you're going to move this downwards by minus 4.4. And then link step. Once you link step, it will link that movement to the default position. Thereby, it creates the column. Look at that. As I said, okay, it moves this downwards and then it links it by creating a column. So we have the columns from the ground floor to the first floor. The ground floor to the first floor. The next thing we need to do is to model the second floor. So in the same way, so you remember what we did, we moved the ground floor on the environment and then we moved it upwards. So we would also move the first floor structural layout upwards by the distance between the top of concrete of the first floor to the top of concrete of the second floor. Now go to the architectural drawing. First floor is elevation 4.4, second is elevation 7.9, a difference of 3.5 meters. So what you simply do is to select the first floor, right click, copy, right click, paste, in the Y direction 3.5 meters. Good, simple. Okay, so in the same way we've created the first floor, second floor, you could always select the second floor. So remember, we've not created the columns. The same way I created the columns between the foundation and the first floor level would be the same way you would select all the nodes representing the columns that exist at the first floor level, and then you move it downwards and link step. You create the column between the second floor and the first floor. To create the structural framing arrangement for the second floor, just select the entire second floor, go to view and click on view selected objects only, and then go to your plan view. We can then delete or add whatever does not reflect the second floor structural layout. Let's go to second floor structural layout. Look at it there. So if you look at that, you will see that there are changes. This is where we started. We had our grid A1 was our commencement grid, so somewhere around there. So we need to move this backwards, move this upwards, because the distance between here and here is 3.93. Distance between this and that is 3.93. So we need to move this leftwards. Okay, we need to move it leftwards and move that upwards. How do you do that? Very simple. The distance between here and here is what? 1 meter. So it's either you move or we recreate. So let me use the option of recreating the structural elements for the benefit of our understanding, or let me move the structural element. So remove this. Now let's ensure that the distance between this is correct. This is at x is -1. This is at x is equal to 0. So I just have to move this by -1, or copy it by -1 and later on delete that. So take this, this, right click, copy, right click, paste, negative x direction, -1, okay. Okay, very simple, very simple. The same thing, I need to we need to move these beams upwards. Okay, these beams from here to here needs to be moved upwards. How do we know? Look at that. Look at the original grid. Look at the grid on the first floor level. This is where it's supposed to be. So it needs to be moved upwards. So let's look at the coordinates. So no difference of move. This is z is 0, z is -1. Okay, so before you forget, you need to delete these beams that do not exist on the first floor. This does not exist, look, it's not here. So you delete it. Okay, then we'll need to move this upwards. Let's look at the coordinate again. This is -1 and this is 0, the z coordinate. So take this, take that, this and that. Let's see where it stops. Up to here. Okay, so up to here. Okay, take this and that, right click, copy, right click, paste, z is -1, and you're fine. You can then delete this by clicking on delete. Great. So you can extend this beam up to this node. How do you do that? Click on this beam, come here, stretch. You say extend it to an existing node. Come here and pick the node you want to extend it to, and then say apply. It has extended it easily. Okay, so we'll then remove this. It's not required. Right now you see that this node has broken this beam into two. Just select the two of them, geometry, merge, select these two again, select these two again, geometry, merge selected members, merge, close. So quite simple, modification and changes. You're going to do the same thing here, move this upward. You modify the structure to suit the structural framing arrangement in which you are developing. You're going to do, you make this modification, move this upward to suit that. How do I do that? Just the same way I have done this. Distance is 1 meter. Okay, I just select this and that, and then copy and paste. -1 meter. It takes it up for me. I delete this one that it created. I then move this one rightwards from here to here as well, 1 meter. You can always back check the coordinate. X is 27.235. Here is 28.235. 27 minus 28, that's 1 meter. Okay, you move that as well to rightwards by 1 meter. Select this, that. You copy and then you paste by x 1 meter. It creates that for you. Can now delete this one. Okay, then you now merge so that it becomes one beam. These beams that were broken by that geometry, merge, 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 merge. You have one beam. So it's almost like the second floor now. So if you look at that, we are very close to the second floor, because second floor and first floor structural layouts are quite similar, aside for some modifications. You also have this kind of modifications on the south side. Here you have some modification there. If you look at it, you have a beam here. You have a beam there. Let's look at what we have. This is okay. We have a beam from here to here, right? Then we have a beam from here to here, here to here. Just add your beams, add your column. As soon as you're through with that floor, we can then select the columns, on the second floor. Select them using node cursors. As we select them, we then translate it downwards to meet with the first floor. Then we repeat, copy the second floor by the distance between the second and third floor. Repeat. So we then repeat this process and develop this entire structural framing model, the structural analytic model for the entire floor. So we're going to do that, and we're going to come back for the analysis proper.